I have daddy issues, okay? Dead dad pass. I'm just saying. Hello book besties, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Bailey and I like to read a little bit. Today I'm going to be tier ranking book tropes, 25 to be exact. And the reason we're only doing 25 is because I'm going to try to give you a rec for each one of these book tropes. I just thought it would be fun to throw some book recs in there, just in case you are wanting some whenever I mentioned said trope. I just felt like that made sense. So that's what we're gonna do. We have 4 categories, okay? So category number 1 is always hits. These are gonna be the tropes that I search out. These are my favorites. These are the ones that every single time someone mentions them in a book, I'm going to be sat-seated and paying attention. Like when they're used to describe a book, this is me. Then we have I eat this up. These are gonna be ones that I do love. I'm not going to immediately add to TBR whenever I hear this trope is in a book, but I'm gonna enjoy it every single time. I have no qualms with this trope. And then we have, it's okay, it's all right. You know, these are the ones that I'm just like, I don't really care that much about. They're okay. They're not my favorites. They're not my least favorites. If they're there, cool. If they're not, also cool. And then we have has to be done right. These are the ones that I do not typically like, but I do if they are done correctly. It has to be done right, okay? There are a couple that are like that. If they're done right, I'm gonna enjoy it. And I have read it where it's done right. So let's just dive right in. Of course, first of all, we have enemies to lovers. This is one of my favorite tropes of all time. Okay, this is in my top 3 favorite tropes. So of course, we're gonna have to move can you speak? Enemies to lovers to always hits, because it does, it always hits. A book rec for this one, I'm going to give you the Book of Azrael. That series, the Gods and Monsters series by Amber V. Nicole, is the perfect example of enemies to lovers, like true enemies to lovers. It's not rivals to lovers, it's enemies. Like they actively try to kill each other. And I feel like that is what constitutes an enemies to lovers in a fantasy book. I want them to loathe each other so much that they want to kill each other. Like that's how it has to start out or develop into. We could go lovers to enemies. I do like that too. Dark fantasy romance, and the FMC is the Morley Gray one, and I love her. Yes, I do. I love her so much. Diana is my girlfriend. Next, we have slow burn, and this is also in my top 3 favorite tropes of all time. The reason I love slow burn so much is because I want to earn that payoff at the end, right? I don't want them to kiss ideally until like 75-80% of the book. I want them to brush hands and me to freak out about it, you know? And that's only if it's a standalone. I don't want them to do the deed until the second book if it's a series. Okay, that's just my personal preference. Do I read books without that? Yeah, absolutely. But slow burn is elite in my opinion. I want to earn the payoff, okay? I want to burn with it, because by the time it does pay off, you are burning, you're ready for it, you know? And 9 times out of 10, it's better than if it was immediately. So slow burn is gonna go always hits, of course. I'm gonna give you, for slow burn, Isle of Sin and Shadows by Carrie Lake or Nocticadia by Carrie Lake. Carrie Lake is my queen of gothic slow burn romance. Whenever I tell you that the payoff is very much worth it in her books, I'm being so serious, okay? It is so... Whenever the spice finally hits, especially in Isle of Sin and Shadows, it's good spice, I'm telling you. So check those out if slow burn is for you and you like gothic books. Okay, then we have Love Triangle. This one has to be done right. It has to be done right. It cannot be done wrong. Otherwise it's annoying and it's boring and I'm not here for it. My favorite, ooh, there's a lot of love triangles that I love, but my favorite is going to have to be Drive by Kate Stewart. It is in my God tier. This is the perfect example to me of I loved both of the characters. That is what a good love triangle needs. You have to love both of the love interests. Otherwise, it's not a good love triangle in my opinion. And Drive is just perfect. It's done absolutely perfectly and you should read it. It's also a Rockstar romance. We love that. Grumpy Sunshine. It's okay. But I don't really like care if it's Grumpy Sunshine. They could both be grumpy or they could both be sunshine. Well, no, that's boring. I would rather it be grumpy. It's just kind of there, you know? But if you want a good Grumpy Sunshine, I would give you The Wall of Winnipegamy by Mariana Zapata. This is a contemporary romance. The MMC in this one, he's very grumpy. He's very grumpy. He's a very big guy. He's the Wall of Winnipeg. He's a huge guy. He's a football player. And she is very much sunshine. There's also a nightmare scene in this book and a my wife scene. So you're getting everything you need. Fun fact, it's also a slow burn. Who would have thought? It's Mariana Zapata. Next Next we have Amnesia. Okay, we're gonna put Amnesia in It Has to Be Done Right because I feel like this is one that people can get wrong often. I'm trying to think. A good example of Amnesia being done correctly, Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. Say You Swear had us invested before she had the amnesia. I feel like that's an important factor in a book with amnesia. Like, you were invested, it was angsty, it was supposed to be angsty, there was a reason for it happening. Say You Swear by Megan Brandy is a good one for this. Sports romance. It's okay. I don't actively seek out sports romance. I don't know why. I'm just not super into sports. If I'm gonna be into anything, it's gonna be hockey. But like, I'm not super into hockey romance books either. Yeah, sports romance is like, if it's there, cool. If it's not, cool. But I will say my favorite sports romance book is another Mariana Zapata book. It is Culty. This is a soccer romance. He is her coach. He's a famous soccer player. He's her idol. And turns out he's kind of an asshole. And she's like, don't meet your heroes, kids. And it goes from there. And it's very good. It's a slow burn. I also feel like with sports romance, a lot of times the sport isn't really like super heavily included. Ooh, you know what was a good sports romance that I recently read? It was a figure skating romance, and it was The Favorites by Lane Fargo. Of course, how could I forget that? I really liked how the sport was incorporated in this one because it was a lot more in it. It was very drama and angst filled and all of the things. Sports romance is, I don't actively seek it out, but it's okay if it's there, you know? Bully romance. I eat this shit up. I don't know what it is about a man who's just a little bit mean or even a lot of bit mean, and then he falls in love because he hates everyone but her. That's a trope in and of itself. I love a good bully romance, but it has to be good, i.e. Zodiac Academy. Zodiac Academy is a bully romance first and foremost. And it starts out that way. And I ate it up. I ate it up. A lot of people say they don't like the first book, but I did. That's what got me into it. And I was like, I can't stop. I'm addicted. I know it's really long and it's really daunting. Okay, but it's so good. It is so good. And it gets less bully if that's not your thing as you get into it. So slay, love that. Mafia romance. Mafia is okay. I don't actively seek out Mafia. I feel like Mafia is more of like a palate cleanser if I do need it. Although I do love a lot of them when I read them, but I feel like there's also a lot that I didn't like that much too. My favorite Mafia romance, is that gonna be the Monster Trilogy by Rena Kent? Because I really love, the Darkverse series by Runix. That is my favorite Mafia series ever, hands down. Why did I think Monster Trilogy comes in second? But the Darkverse series by Runix is absolutely fantastic. The first two books follow Tristan and Morana. Tristan is in my top 10 book boyfriends. I adore him. The next books each follow individual characters that are not them, but it's all crossed over. There's an underlying story, an underlying plot. It is so good. If you're gonna try out Mafia romance, I would definitely try that one. I would absolutely try that one. Bodyguard romance. It's okay. It's just okay. Because I feel like all the MMCs that are like possessive and stuff in these books, they are already like bodyguards. You know what I mean? They're already possessive and protective and those things. So I feel like a bodyguard is just kind of like, well, that's his job. That's cool. I'm gonna give you White Horse Black Knights by Evie Marcel. I've only read the first book in the series. I really need to continue the series because I really like the first book. But the MMC in this one, he is sent by the king to escort his fiance, the king's fiance, naked in the bath through all of these towns to him. He has to protect her and everything, and he's growly and grumpy and she's sassy, and it's very good, very good. Second chance romance. This is going to be, I eat it up. I think I just love resolution and communication, and I feel like with a second chance romance, they get that opportunity to resolve the past and really confront their feelings, and then going forward, they can be together. A good example of this is going to be Happy Place by Emily Henry, which is shocking to me that it's not a lot of people's favorite Emily Henry book. I really liked this one. It's not my favorite. Well, I guess so that's not that shocking, but you know what I mean. It's a really, really good second chance. So good. Okay, then we have Age Gap. It has to be done right, but is it just okay? No, I eat it up. I'm gonna put it at I eat it up because here's the thing. I have daddy issues, okay? Dead dad pass. I'm just saying. And and I love a good age gap. My first crush growing up, well, one of my first crushes growing up was Daddy One Kenobi. I'll do you one better than that. Sirius Black had childhood Bailey on her knees. Yeah, an age gap romance is typically going to do it for me. I have read some that are not savory at all. Like, read The Room. That kind of age gap is not good. I'm gonna shock you with this recommendation. Y'all know that I don't like cowboy romance, but Heartless by Elsie Silver? Cade Eaton? Cade Eaton? I love that man. Okay, that's a really good example of an age gap done correctly. All right, that's also single dad nanny. Yeah, hot. Okay, so now we go on to single parent. Single parent is okay. I don't have to have it. I don't hate it. I don't absolutely love it. But a good example of this, why am I just recommending you Mariana Zapata books? There are so many good ones. All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Zapata. This is single dad, and his son puts the apartment above their garage up for rent online, and she books it, and she shows up, and the dad's like, get out, and she's like, no, I paid you, and she ends up staying. It's so good. So good. Slow burn, tension, Rockstar romance. I'm sorry, guys. I eat it up. I eat it up. Specifically, when the rock star is a drummer. Okay, Drive by Kate Stewart, he's a drummer. Reverse by Kate Stewart is also a really good Rockstar romance. The Boys of Belrose is a good Rockstar romance series. That's a Why Choose series. Rockstar romance is a slay always for me. I love that. Right person, wrong time. The book that I'm thinking about, I ate it up in. That's gonna be A Love Letter to Whiskey by Candy Steiner. That is the perfect example, the most perfect example of right person, wrong time. If you want angst, if you want drama, if you want tension, if you want all of those things, you're gonna read A Love Letter to Whiskey by Candy Steiner, okay? There is so much that's gonna piss you off, if I'm being so honest, but it is so good. And their love, yes, they're toxic, but whenever, oh God, I'm just thinking about them and my heart is breaking, but also full. You have to read the 5th anniversary edition though. And I also think this one is getting trad published. So if you're gonna get it, I don't know if you still can, I would check on that immediately. A Love Letter to Whiskey is the perfect example of right person, wrong time. Friends to Lovers is next. Here's the thing, this one's good. I was waiting for you to be great. Personally, Friends to Lovers, I'm just like, okay. It just doesn't have that oomph that I need. You know what I mean? Friends to Lovers, a good example is The Two of Us by Taylor Torres. This one is childhood friends to they become estranged because of something that happens to she has to come back to her hometown. Lovers, right? Yeah, it's really, really good. It's very heavy on the grief aspect, so go into it knowing that. But it is so beautifully written. I tabbed so much of this book, and I loved that man. I can't remember his name, but I loved him. Okay, forced, did I do love triangle twice? What the hell? Forced proximity is gonna be, I eat this up because I do. Will they, won't they? Are they gonna, are they not gonna? It is so good. Okay, I love it. I love it. For forced proximity, I would recommend the Hollows Road trilogy by Trisha Wolfe. This is, so take Silence of the Lambs and then Criminal Minds and then a little bit of the Mentalist TV show and mash them all together and give the MMC tattoos and combat boots, you get these books. In the Hollows Road trilogy, our MMC, he's super into, what is that word? Hello? He's a philosopher. He's a professor of philosophy. And our FMC works for the police and she put him in prison, right? Well, she has to get him out to help her with a case. And it goes from there. This one is very, very good. And it is also kind of a slow burn, but it's also a little bit creepy. It's good though. Forced proximity, they gotta work together. Okay, I did love triangle twice. I don't know why, so we're gonna skip that. Teacher student, I eat this up. Nocticadia by Carrie Lake. That's all I need to say. Dark gothic, dark academia. He's her professor, she's her student, she's her student, she's his student. And there is a scene in this one where she's having to film herself doing things in order to get money to put her little sister through school. And so she decides she's gonna film in the classroom while she's looking at him, and she drops her phone. She drops her phone out from under the table while she's doing what she's doing, and he goes to pick it up and he sees the video. So do with that information what you will. Then we have There's Only One Bed. I mean, it's okay. I don't really care either way because a lot of times the one bed doesn't matter. They don't do shit. I'm gonna be so for real right now. I can't remember this happening in a book where I was like, oh my God. So actually, I think I'm gonna put It Has to Be Done Right because I can't even remember a book where they do this that I haven't already mentioned. Because like the Book of Azrael has only one bed. Why am I not remembering any? I don't know, my bad. Okay, we're just gonna move on from that. Pretend you didn't hear that. Insta Love. Has to be done right. Absolutely has to be done right because otherwise I can't stand it. So an instance where this was done right in a book is one I just read, and that is Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. This was done so perfectly. Sam Penny, the man that you freaking are, that man is so romantic. Because Georgia, the FMC, is who she is in that book and the way that she thinks and everything and how they are in forced proximity to each other, I do think that this was perfect for her. So it has to be done correctly. Read The Conditions of Will, by the way, if you haven't yet and you're missing Jessa Hastings' writing, highly recommend. Then we have, let's see, Touch Her and Die. Touch Her and Die. With Touch Her and Die, I'm gonna be so honest, I'm gonna eat it up. I am gonna eat it up. I just read Enchantra by Kaylee Smith and it had Touch Her and Die in the book. I don't know what it is about a possessive man who gets snarly and like overprotective, but it just gets me every single time. You know, I feel like our favorite book tropes say a lot about us as people and what we've been through in our life. That's something to unpack on a whole nother day. I need to call my therapist. But in Enchantra, yeah, it had it. I don't want to spoil it because you don't find out till later what happens, but it has Touch Her and Die, so you should read it. Fake dating. It's okay. I don't actively seek it out. I do love the tension that it brings. A good example of this, it's more like fake marriage or real marriage, but kind of fake. That is going to be The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. I really liked this book. I thought it was fun. Like it's the perfect summer fun book. So right now is the perfect time to read it. They have to fake being married so that he can get his inheritance, and they have to go to this island where I think it's his sister, if I remember correctly, is getting married. They just have to fake it. And I liked the characters. I thought it was fun, low stakes, like just a good book. Rate it. Okay, and then we have Soulmates. Oh, I love this. This is like, what is it? Hello? I will find you in every lifetime. That is exactly what it is. And I have a couple of recs for that. I'm gonna give you two right now. We got Fairy Tale by Veronica Lansett, and we've got Our Infinite Fates by Laura Steven. Our Infinite Fates is my favorite read of this year so far. Fairy Tale is in my top 3 in my God tier. All of my God tier kind of move around in terms of like what's my favorite at the moment, but Fairy Tale is always at least in the top 3. Oh, I eat it up. I think there's just something about an all-consuming love that it physically cannot end in this lifetime. It has to follow you into another. That's what I think of whenever I hear Soulmates. I love it. I love it. Not to be mixed up with Fated Mates. I feel like that's different than Soulmates. So yeah, read those two books, okay? Okay, then we have Miscommunication. This has to be done right in order for me to eat it up. Okay, best example I can give you, Magnolia Park's universe. Yeah, a lot of people hate it because of the miscommunication, but I think that the miscommunication is done properly in this one because I feel like without it, the characters wouldn't have grown as much. We wouldn't have gotten much of a story. I eat it up. And I ate up Magnolia Parks and I love it. Okay, the miscommunication is there for a reason. Thank you. Also, it kind of gives them a layer of like realness, you know what I mean? Okay, and then Found Family. This always hits for me. This is one of my favorite tropes of all time. This completes the big 3. So my big 3 is Enemies to Lovers, Slow Burn, and Found Family. I love it. I love it so much. The Curse of Ophelia has a really, really, really good found family in it. I feel like found family is also something that you can get in real life. People who aren't necessarily your blood that make up a part of you, like who you surround yourself with, you know? It's your chosen family. I feel like that means more. There are all of the tropes. I feel like we did good. You know what? I'm gonna mention one last one, okay? Because I forgot to put it on here. I think I just accidentally inserted love triangle twice and forgot to put this one. Pregnancy. Pregnancy has to be done right, okay? It is not something that I seek out. I typically hate it. But if you want a good romance that you would not expect to like, it's out of your comfort zone with a trope, Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young, the only pregnancy book that I have ever liked, okay? And I love that book. I ate it up. I gave it 5 stars because it's so good. It's funny, it's entertaining, it's everything. So yeah, pregnancy is one that I don't like, but it has to be done correctly. Yay, we're done with that. So that is 25 book tropes with hopefully like 25 recs or something like that. It's more than 25 because I gave you a couple extras. I love a good tier ranking. I love watching them because then I can see what other people's tastes are and see if they line up with mine. So I wonder, did mine line up with y'all's? Do y'all agree with any of these? I think that Love Triangle and Miscommunication are gonna be ones that y'all are like, Bailey, what the hell? What the hell? Also, if you have any recs for my top 4, Enemies to Lovers, Slow Burn, Soulmates, or Found Family that you don't think I have read yet, please, for the love of God, tell me. Give me the recs. I need them. As if my TBR is not long enough already. What's your favorite? I want to know that. What is your favorite book trope of all time? It can be as niche as you want. I want to know. And if you have a really good rec for it, like I said, tell me. Okay, thank you. But yeah, that is all that I have for you today. Okay, I need to go read my silly little books. But I love you. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys next week.